Hey guys, welcome to the sesh. We're gonna smoke some weed and we're gonna talk about some shit. Let's get started.
The session is a go. Intro to the madness,
Today we're gonna be talking about Edinburgh Manor. This is a place in Monticello, Iowa.
You were holding that in?
Alright, Edinburgh Manor, it's located in Monticello, Iowa. That was a pretty big hit. Edinburgh Manor. I've actually been to this location about 9 years back. I went there and I got this really cool EVP, which I'll go ahead and let you guys listen to right now. So we decided to go back. It's in the middle of fucking nowhere. Cows for miles. Farms. You're in the middle of fucking nowhere.
You hear it?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to disturb them.
You hear the mooing?
Yeah, they're all going in the sun.
They're like, we need to leave.
It's pretty cool. It was noted as a comfortable retreat for the lazy. Literally, like you look that shit up, like it's on there. It housed the poor, it housed the disabled, it even housed the mentally unstable. The tenants there were given shelter and food in return for working the farm, caring for the animals, keeping the place clean, that kind of thing. The poor farm actually operated from 1850 to 1910, at which point it was torn down and the manor was built. Construction lasted about a year until 1911, and the whole operation was in business until November of 2010. So that's a long time. That's a lot of years. That's a lot of deaths. There are actually 150 plus deaths recorded on the property. One of those of which being a suicide. People would just be left there. Parents would come and like, oh, I don't want my kid anymore. He's crazy. They would leave him. The elderly, oh, we can't, take care of this person anymore. Any reason anybody had, they could leave or go there. You ever have your bowl just fucking take a shit in your mouth? When we arrived at Edinburgh Manor, we were greeted by our tour guide, Curtis. And he's pretty cool. He was really nice. My husband thought he had beautiful eyes. If you're out there watching, Curtis, I hope you got our note. He was really nice, showed us around, told us some stories. However, I did notice that some of the stories he was telling us did change a bit from the first time I had been there. The first time I had been there, I was shown around by the owner, Cindy. The stories were similar, it was just kind of his view on them that were different, such as this one room that people were known to have trouble breathing in or get choked up in. He kind of just, threw that out the window almost and said, no, that doesn't really happen, or I don't feel like that happens. And I was like, okay. And then another time in the basement, we were talking to him about the Joker spirit, which is this tall shadow person that people can see when it frightens a lot of people. And he laughed about it and said, oh yeah, the claims. But it was like he almost didn't really have any sort of credibility to them. And it could just be that he himself hadn't witnessed those particular hauntings, so he didn't have any stands on it. After the tour, we were just left on the property. There was nobody else there. It was super awesome. He didn't leave us a key though, which I thought was weird. So on the property is this small house. They let us stay in there for the night. In the house, there was a fridge, a microwave, a stove, bathroom, running water, all the good stuff. There wasn't any place to sleep. I mean, there was a couch, but there was no beds or anything. We did bring an air mattress, so that was good. Downside, the place was really gross. And I'm not trying to be super rude or super mean, but it was bad. The amount of flies were very concerning. I mean, I think we must have killed at least 20. It was really bad. The garbages were just filled. They were high all the way. They were just completely filled. The bathroom, when we first got there, it was a 4-hour drive from our location, and we had to pee, right? The bathroom was our go-to spot, and it was really, really bad. I did bring my own Lysol spray and paper toweling just because obviously COVID times and like you never know. Like I just like to be clean, and I'm so happy I did because that place was grimy. I think that's a good word. There was like a layer of grime on everything. Anyway, I do want to go ahead and tell you guys that the price for the night was $125.
What did you say?
$125.
I thought it was $225.
Was it? It was $225. Oh my fucking gosh. $225 just for one night. And the place was gross. That's the last time I'll say it. The equipment that we brought with us for the investigation consisted of this digital camera, this EMF detector, this digital voice recorder with the nifty computer plug-in, and this pretty cool SB Spirit Box 11. I like it. Now, this particular model has 2 wave frequencies, 2 channels. It has AM and FM. You can literally do both. You can have one of these running on AM, one of them running on FM to light up different colors. I probably should have put batteries in this to show you guys. Fuck. Do I look really baked? The evidence that we captured that night, it wasn't like, what the fuck? Everyone's just watching me slowly get more and more stoned. What are we doing here? Okay, gonna fast forward through all that shit. Okay. The evidence that we got that night was like, didn't get any EVPs on our digital voice recorder. We didn't get any EMFs that night. We didn't get any voices on our spirit box, and we didn't get any pictures. But we got some spooky feelings, like, ooh, and we got some orbs. Okay, now I know orbs are like, oh, it's dust, or it's bugs, or it's whatever the fuck, right? And a lot of times it is. As I was filming in the night, these orbs would just like appear literally out of nowhere. They would change size, they would change brightness, they would get really dull and then really bright, and they were transparent. You could see through them. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think.
Here we are in the upstairs men's ward, watching orbs that are appearing on camera. This one in particular caught my eye. It appears out of nowhere, begins flashing, getting brighter and dimmer. It even does some interesting loop-de-loops, and then it's just gone. It does reappear again and come down towards my feet and just vanish once again. Here are some more notable orbs that I thought were worth showing you guys. As my husband was sitting on this bed in the women's ward, orbs were entering and leaving frame, touching him, shooting around him. He even seems to react to some of them.
After our investigation was over for the night, we decided just to go back to the house and get some rest. I brought an air mattress with us to sleep on, and it kept deflating the whole night. It was really funny. We would like wake up like on the floor and then have to like blow it up again. I loved that shit. That shit was so much fun. My mouth is too dry for this. Let me do this. Okay. It was totally deflated. It was so funny. I fucking loved it. And my husband was like really irritated because he would have to get up and blow it up again. And I love him so much. But when we were sleeping, I remember waking up and like, because I was hearing shit. I was hearing like doorknobs turning and like tapping on shit. And I was like, what is this? And I was waking my husband up and just being like, babe, you gotta like check this shit out. And he's like, oh, it's fine. Which like it was, everything was fine. But like, what the fuck? I was like hearing shit, you know? And they say that that house is haunted too on the property. I imagine the whole property would be haunted. In the morning when we woke up, we decided, hey, let's do one more sweep of the manor, try and get something, right? We went back in upstairs, downstairs, basement, did our camera, you know, asking questions, trying to invoke whatever could be there. We did get another couple of orbs, which I'll go ahead and show you guys right now.
As this orb enters quickly, it also changes sizes as it moves through the air.
And another thing happened. Finally, our EMF detector went off. It beeped. It went beep, 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 or whatever this thing does. And it was just like amazing. But we weren't like really ready for it. It was in my husband's pocket, it was turned on, and we weren't expecting anything because the thing had been at a baseline 0 the entire time. And then all of a sudden, we're in the basement kitchen, just walking around, and we just hear this like thing go off, and we're like, oh my gosh, is that the EMF detector? So we didn't even get to see like what level it spiked to. But for a brief second, it went off, which is like really weird. And we caught this on video, so go ahead and check it out.
Whoa.
What was that?
That was the EMF.
After the device went off, we were literally testing it everywhere and just trying to get it to happen again, and it didn't. So, super weird anomaly thing that happened, right? Overall, it was a lot of fun. It was too pricey for what it was, but it was a lot of fun. I'm disappointed that we didn't really get, like, any EVPs like I did the first time I went there. Only got that one EMF spike, which we weren't even able to see. Pretty disappointed there. Although the orbs that we did capture were pretty, interesting. Another piece of evidence, which isn't really anything that we could capture necessarily, our equipment kept dying. Our camera would have a full battery and we would be taking pictures, and then it would just like low battery and it would just crash. But then when we would get back to the house to plug it in and charge it, it would just be like, oh, it's a full battery. And that's weird. Same thing with our video cameras. We would be filming and it would just die. It was very interesting because I've heard of this happening and have experienced this myself in other investigations. I can go ahead and say that there might be something at Edinburgh pulling energy from people's electronics and maybe even draining their energy. Which is why they have no energy to clean the place. So happy Halloween, guys. I hope you liked this video. This was my first video. Hit like, because if you don't like my first video, then go fuck yourself. You should subscribe. I'm gonna make a bunch more videos, a bunch more chill sesh vids. We're gonna get together, we're gonna smoke a bunch of weed. Videos are gonna be about different shit. I can't predict the future right now, but they're gonna be fun, and I think you should come along for the ride. I wanna give a shout out to my husband. We did a music video shoot at Edinburgh Manor while we were there, and it was really fun, super creepy, decrepit place, great place for a music video. Check out his page, Jester Valentine. Hit like and subscribe for more chill vid sessions like this one.
The session is a go. Intro to the madness.